Right now, when they call me. I give all the bad media my direct phone number so they can call me up. And what they do, during this last thing, since they don't have a false narrative about Russia anymore, they're using recession and racism. You know, Donald Trump's as far from a racist as I am. It's absolutely ludicrous. And then you have the recession. I got a call from the big papers. The president says, Mike, the president says that this recession is just a thing by the fake news. I go, and this was one of the fake news calling me. I kept him on the phone for 45 minutes till he couldn't wait to hang up. And I go there, he's going, I just want to go, you know. But he never printed anything of it because you know what? I'm telling him, how dare you ruin these great things? We have the highest consumer confidence in history. These attacks that are coming, they're going to keep attacking and attacking. And we're in Minnesota, the biggest thing we can do is get the message to the people, the great things being done and I have a whole addiction platform that I'm launching to right here in Minnesota. That'll be all over the news. But to get the message out of the great things that this president and conservative, you know, to be a conservative, I want to take people and educate them over here and say, come on in. I always say everybody loves our president, some just don't know it yet. And that is true. I mean, I'll sit there, I will have people, liberals come up to me. I know what a liberal is now. And they will come up to me, and I can be in the middle of the worst place. I was out in California with my movie called Unplanned. You talk about going in plan. And you know, to go with that, I'm out there, and there's people that even the protesters, they'll come right up to me and they'll want my picture. Hey, I love what you're doing, but what's wrong with your brain that you're backing this president? You know, I'm going, but let me tell you about my brain. You know, so I'm telling them over here. By the time I'm done talking to them, they've come on in. It's okay. You know, come on over here, and it's okay. This pool is good, and what they need, it's educating them, and we got to get around the news, and that's voices. That's voices to get it out there. In our state, we talked about, and this being the anniversary of 9/11, a guy like me can go from a crack addict to sitting next to the president at an event in the White House. I mean, that's our freedoms. That's been right now. And we were going down a very bad path. God gave us grace on November 8, 2016, and we better take advantage of it now, because in our lifetime, people are going to look back in our lifetime, and they're going to say, wow, we all took part of this. And anybody now that says, I told people after the president won, I said, they go, well, what can we do? Well, you know what? You can pray for him every day. That's what I told him back then. But now we have proof of what's happened. We have absolutely going, all you got to do is tell people over here and just say, you know what? Look at all these good things. Look around you. If you turned off the fake news and all that stuff out there, if you turned it off, everybody would look around and say, wow, what happened? If they could go back in time like I did when I woke up out of a crack addiction and I looked around. Now all my friends are employed. The guys downtown that I had there, a lot of them work for me now. I mean, these are great things that are going on, but yet we could lose that all in a blink of an eye, right? And I want to tell you some other things that, like when we talked about, I heard somebody saying something about our schools. We get through this election and win this and completely turn Minnesota red and this country. Now our young kids, this is a turning point in history. We have to get the young kids, get God and family back into our schools. And let me tell you, there are good things going on right now. A good friend of mine, Dr. Tony Evans, He's got, this is just one platform. He's had churches that adopt the schools, and they go through social services. So indirectly, they're getting fed God because they're the ones doing the good things for that school. And guess what? There's more churches than there are schools in the U.S. So these are things I want to bring to Minnesota. We need to show Minnesota all these great things that are going on, and we are going to get around the news and get the word out, because all the voters that are here, and these are the voters that are here to when you're for, it's just educating them why we are where we're at now. And there's a reason for it. You know what? And it is because of conservative values and people. I guess it's just an urgency for me. I'm putting all my platform into turning Minnesota red completely, and I mean that. And for me, it's because it's being a conservative Christian. And here's where my things are, and here's where we were going, and here's where, you can see the problems. For my platform, it's like you see a problem. Well, how do you solve it? We've already solved so many of them, or this present administration has. It's like all you got to do is tell friends and family and to educate people. This is why we are here now. And it's the biggest challenge is getting around the news. And that comes from even from CEOs out there of companies and stuff. I hate it when people live in fear. They're all living in fear. Oh, I can't do this, I can't this. You know what? This is our only time in history to speak up and voice them and get these solved. So. But I'm honored to speak here, and if somebody was said I'd be speaking on something like this, I do know where conservative and liberal is now, and I do know that we got to quit being politically correct and just do what we feel and what we know is right. Thank you all.